I don't know how many of you have seen Treme, but obviously the video helps sort of contextualize it a bit. And the yellow suit, or the costume as we can call it, but it's actually called a suit in the Mardi Gras Indian world, was the introduction for the audience, the visual audience, of what a Mardi Gras Indian would look like. But it did not have a lot of the depth of the themes that the rest of the suits that you'll see today have in the narratives. For this suit, the main thing was to introduce Mardi Gras Indians to the audience, and also establish the Guardian of the Flame icon on the chief's crown, as well as our figure of the Guardian who is guarding the flame and holding that. Otherwise, on here, there's a lot of brooches, which are sort of the bling for the suit, and there's more of that on this to cover and give you the sort of glimmer that we needed to say, oh, here's a Mardi Gras Indian. But the colors of the red and the yellow, and if you walk around the back, these are all three, we have to walk around, are basically about flame and fire and power. So those colors represent that. And in a sense, this suit is called No Hum Bow, which means he won't bow down. He's going to stand tall. He's going to carry on the tradition. So this is basically that element of narrative of carrying on the tradition of the Mardi Gras Indians and the Guardians of the Flame. You have to really look closely, but there's a lot of details in these. Once we did this pilot suit, and by the way, we had for this, which is why there aren't as much intricate patterns between these two, this was only 6 weeks we had to make this one, because the pilot was a quick shoot. But in the story, of course, it's post-Katrina, and this suit was one that in our storyline survived, so he had this suit. When we came back to do the rest of them, the next episode, and they were going to do a new suit, because they do one every year, and let me stress, it takes them 1 year to do it. And what you see, this one, and this red one, and the one to the left here, we only had 4 months, so that we were rushing. But in this case, the storyline was that they normally make new patches, but in this case, they couldn't do that. So they decided that they themselves, the Mardi Gras Indians that year, post-Katrina, would allow people to use parts of another suit. So on this suit, for the next one that he made, you'll see the flame is the same, and we also duplicated this figure, because no way were we going to take this apart. But in reality, that's what they would do if they had to do that. When you walk around also, you'll see the wolves on the boots. You can look inside, have also been duplicated. And a few other little things. We did do the brooches differently with the theme of the iconic contraflow symbol for hurricanes. And when we came back to go through this first season, I thought the only time that we could do a suit that was a memorial for Katrina victims was this particular season, because of our time frame that we were filming. So I decided that we would do that. And in this suit, there's markings that they put on the houses that had different, I can't even remember now, they're on my drawing table, but the date of the inspection of the house, the number of dead bodies, and then in these two spaces were the people who inspected their initials, or the group, the core group. So I put this symbol at the heart of his suit, obviously as a memorial, with the date of Katrina, and then the question mark, because they still don't know really how many people's lives were lost, whether these people were missing or they just, we don't know that. But also in the culture of Mardi Gras Indians, there is the combination of African culture and Native American culture. And when they made the X's on the houses, they made X's, but here I did the spear of the Africans and the arrow of Native Americans. And of course, we have all of these contraflow symbols throughout this. But the main thing for me was I thought that the Katrina Memorial suit was sort of an SOS kind of message. So I did the same contraflows here on each side of the wings. And so together you see SOS through the... So that was like the only really brilliant thing I thought I had the whole time. But again, it's Swarovski crystals, beads, as you can see. And you'll see as we go through the other seasons how these basic images of beading became a little bit more textural, because there are uptown and downtown Indians. The downtown and uptown have different styles, and there's three-dimensional to one group, and there's flat beading to another group. And I decided to make a whole nother genre of just extra texture. So I used different elements within the beads, actually used feathers or small bones or things like that I'll show you. I think now, I guess we could also just point out, if anybody could see this red suit. This one was, I have a word for it, but I'll be nice. It was a last-minute addition because the producers decided that maybe instead of just having one more person that season, they needed another. And this was 2 weeks out, so there's no way I could have made this. But what we did, the gentleman who wears this in this position, he is the flag boy. He owned these patches that were in a lot of bad shape because they got damaged, but we restored them in 2 weeks and then made this suit within a few days after that. So that was sort of I call it the old crap, but I said other words. But again, you'll see the contraflow symbols and Swarovski crystals, which take this sort of terrible iconic image and made it beautiful.